You've probably heard a million times that learning should be more than just cramming facts for a test. But what does that really look like? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a totally different approach to education, one that's all about getting your hands dirty with real projects instead of just sitting through lectures.
So to really wrap our heads around what makes this model so different, we've got to start by, questioning the basics. What do we even think a classroom is supposed to be?
I mean, seriously, think about it. We customize pretty much everything in our lives, right? Our playlists, our news feeds, heck, even our coffee orders. But for so many students, education is still this one-size-fits-all package. So the big question is, does that really work for everyone anymore?
And it turns out, for a whole lot of people, the answer is a big, resounding no. We're seeing this massive push from students, parents, and even teachers themselves, all looking for something better. Something more flexible, more engaging, something that actually fits the world we live in today.
Okay, so if that traditional model isn't cutting it for everyone, what's the alternative? Well, it boils down to a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. You learn best by actually doing things.
And that brings us to the first huge piece of the puzzle, project-based learning, or PBL. So imagine this. Instead of just reading a dry chapter about ancient Rome, your assignment is to design and build a working model of a Roman aqueduct. All of a sudden, you're not just memorizing dates. You're tackling a real challenge, learning about history, engineering, and teamwork, all at the same time. That's the magic of PBL.
Now, that goes hand in hand with this second idea, which is a total game changer, competency-based assessment. This flips the whole idea of grades on its head. It's not about how long you sit in a chair, it's about proving you actually get the material. And here's the best part. If you don't nail it on the first try, that's okay. You can actually go back, fix your mistakes, and try again. The goal isn't just to get a passing grade. It's to get to real, genuine understanding.
All right, so that's the philosophy. But how does this stuff actually work in a school? Let's open up the virtual toolkit and see how it all comes to life.
The name of the game here is flexibility. As you can see, there's a whole menu of options. You've got live classes for students who need that weekly structure. Then you've got self-paced online courses for the independent learners. And for kids who might have fallen behind or just need a little boost, there are super focused tools like credit recovery and one-on-one tutoring. It's all about meeting students exactly where they are.
So what's the glue that holds all of these different pieces together? Well, it's a single, really smart digital platform that's built for, everyone involved.
You know how some software is just a total headache to use? The goal here is the exact opposite. They're aiming for something that's both simplified and sophisticated, and that's a tough needle to thread. It means it has to be powerful enough for a school administrator to run everything, but so easy to use that a third grader or a super busy teacher can jump right in without getting lost.
And when you pop the hood on this thing, you can see how it's designed to help. It's not just a digital textbook. You've got stuff like 24/7 messaging and access to certified teachers. So help is basically always there. At the same time, it gives students tools for self-mastery, putting them in the driver's seat of their own education, while data analytics give teachers the info they need to provide help right when it's needed most.
And what's really, really important to get is that this isn't just about the students. It's about building this whole support system, an ecosystem, really. For students, it's a clear path to success. For their families, it's an educational experience they can actually engage with. And for educators, it's a set of powerful, affordable tools that lets them get back to doing what they love, teaching.
Okay, that all sounds amazing in theory, but let's get down to it. Does it actually work? Let's look at the numbers. First off, the scale is pretty massive. This approach has already made a difference in the lives of over 20,000 students.
And these students aren't just passively consuming content. We're talking more than 1,600 unique, hands-on projects completed. That's a whole lot of learning by doing.
And this isn't some niche, one-off experiment either. It's been adopted in over 141 school districts. That shows some serious, widespread trust in the model.
But numbers only tell part of the story, right? This quote from Tyler Burback, a director at Eau Claire Public Schools, just nails it. He points to that key idea we talked about. Students aren't just failing and moving on. They get to go back and fix their work because they actually understand what they need to fix. That's a huge shift.
So when you put all these pieces together, the philosophy, the tools, the results, what's the big picture? What are we really looking at here? Here's the bottom line.
When you combine that hands-on, project-based way of learning with a really smart and flexible online platform, you break free from that old one-size-fits-all box. You start creating truly personalized learning paths for every single student, all the way from grade 3 up to graduation.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If the whole point of education is to help every single student reach their full potential, could this kind of personalized, project-driven approach be the key that finally unlocks it? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.